Hi, I'm Melanie Ciotti from Studio Network Solutions. Thanks for joining us here at Broadcast India Online. It's a pleasure to speak with you through this presentation, and I look forward to meeting you in person at next year's Broadcast India. For the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to tell you all about EVO, the high-performance shared storage workflow server for creative media teams. I'll of course cover the hardware specs, but I really want to focus on all of the workflow tools that come included with every EVO server. EVO is so much more than shared storage. EVO is media asset management, file transfer and backup automation, a robust API, 8K and more enabled, petabyte expandability, and most importantly, EVO is a remote editing workflow for your team. That way your team can keep on creating from home until it's safe to return to the office or studio. And even then, EVO enables your team to take your media on the go, so you can work from Studio A, Studio B, or anywhere that you need to be. I can't wait to show you what EVO can do. Let's get started. So why would you need an EVO? Well, your organization has a lot of video projects, and you're probably getting more media all the time. You have several editors and other users who all need to work together on the same projects using the same media files. Where is your media right now? Are most of your team's assets on external drives that you have to physically move from one computer to another computer to share your files? That is so time-consuming, and it makes collaboration really hard. Or maybe you have a small server to try to handle your video files and big projects. But pushing and pulling big files all over the network is still really slow, and it wastes a ton of time. You end up accidentally duplicating files, and it seems like your team is always running out of space. If this sounds like your workflow, it's time to upgrade your media storage to EVO, the high-performance shared storage server purpose-built for creative media teams. With an EVO shared storage solution, you can save all of your projects and media on the storage system and edit directly on the network without pulling things down from the server, then pushing them back up again after you've made changes. EVO's performance is ready to take on your most demanding projects, and its workflow tools are second to none in the industry. Let's start with performance. At its core, EVO is high-performance shared storage hardware. What does that look like? Well, here are some of our stream counts. 142 unique video streams of Avid DNX HD36 1080p. 51 streams of ProRes 422 HQ. 10 streams of uncompressed 10-bit HD. And 4 streams of ProRes RAW 8K. Again, EVO can handle your most demanding video projects. And a quick note on how we get these stream counts. It's easy to get higher numbers on new, barely used disks. So instead of using a brand new, just installed EVO, we test our performance rating when EVO is nearly full. That way, you get to see the performance you can expect after extensive use of your EVO, not just out of the box. EVO comes in a number of form factors to fit your team's capacity and budget needs. The small and quiet EVO Prodigy desktop is a great option for small teams without rack space or mobile field units editing on the go. For teams with a more established studio infrastructure, EVO comes in 1U, 2U, 3U, and 4U across various configurations, including models designed specifically for live broadcast, EVO Nearline for Tier 2 storage, and more. Our most popular unit, the 16-bay EVO, is the ultimate blend of performance and scalability, giving you more storage, more speed, and more flexibility with your workflow. Speaking of workflow, every EVO comes with a complete suite of integrated workflow tools to help your creative team collaborate better. The most celebrated of these is ShareBrowser. ShareBrowser is the powerful and easy-to-use media asset management software built into the EVO solution. Tailor-made for collaborative editing, ShareBrowser is included free for unlimited users. With ShareBrowser, team members can tag, comment, and search through your entire media library with ease. Need to find the perfect B-roll for your news broadcast, or highlights from a sporting event, or ocean clips for a new project? Simply enter your query into ShareBrowser and find all of the relevant clips available on the server. ShareBrowser works with all of your media, including your Avid Media Composer and Pro Tools, Final Cut, Resolve, Adobe Premiere Pro, and After Effects project files, and more. We even have a panel extension in Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, and an extension for Final Cut Pro 10, so that you can access all of your media and metadata directly within the NLE. In Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, your tags and comments become log notes and descriptions, so you can see and reference the metadata throughout your editing process. And ShareBrowser comes in a convenient web application, so your team can search and preview clips, add tags, and comment on your footage from their web browser without downloading any additional software. With ShareBrowser, you can group your media and projects into bins and share those bins with other users without duplicating any of your files. ShareBrowser also has an AI integration for auto-tagging your footage. AI can tag each individual clip with dozens of qualifiers, making your search queries easier and more effective without taking up the precious time of an assistant editor or production assistant. To wrap up with ShareBrowser, while every video team needs storage, it's just as important to have a way to interact with your storage and organize all of the media that's on it. That's where ShareBrowser comes in. And did I mention that ShareBrowser is free with EVO? Another fantastic and free feature of the EVO solution is Slingshot. Slingshot is an automations engine and robust API inside of the EVO interface. You can use the Slingshot UI to set up quick and simple automations. For example, we want to make sure that all of our media files are backed up. So we'll simply select a share here, so that covers everything that goes into our media share. But for now, I'll only want Slingshot to look for QuickTime wrap files, so .mov. And I want it to check for new files every minute. EVO will start checking now. So now that I've told EVO what to look for, the server will ask us what we'd like to do when it finds the files that meet our criteria. There are many things that we can do from here. We can copy files for backup or replication, which can go to any other share within the server itself, to a secondary location, or up to a cloud storage location like Microsoft Azure, Amazon S3, or Dropbox. Now here's what I think is the most important part of this feature. When moving files around during the day, it's important to control the amount of speed so we don't interrupt the editorial process for myself or the rest of the team. You'll notice, in the case of a backup, we can control the number of iterations of a file that we would keep. That way, we can have a rolling backup for things like project files. We can also schedule automatic transcoding from here. If we create a digital master in something like a ProRes as a lossless codec, and we would need to create an H.264 for our social media or web team, we can simply tell the EVO to create the H.264 at whatever frame size and bitrate that we prefer, and then automatically deliver that version of the file wherever it needs to go through the destination path. In fact, we can even alert someone by email that the file has been delivered. So as editors, we no longer have to worry about uploading a file or sending an email to alert someone. Sending this off to a playout server, for instance, would be another great example. Another thing that I've never been particularly good at is deleting my scratch renders. They often take up a lot of excess space on my storage, and it's not something that I look at until I'm almost out of space, which is usually exactly when I need that space. The Slingshot Automations engine gives you the ability to automatically delete things like scratch renders based on a preset amount of time. So if the file ages past a certain number of days, it can automatically be removed. This saves us countless hours of file management and cleanup. And there's so much more you can do with Slingshot too. It's an easy-to-use automations engine and a powerful API all in one. So we covered ShareBrowser, our powerful media asset management software, and the Slingshot automations engine to help you automate your manual tasks. Both are important tools to help creative media teams stay organized and collaborate more efficiently. And both come free with EVO. But what do you do when circumstances move your entire team to a remote editing workflow? Here at Studio Network Solutions, we worked quickly at the onset of the pandemic to develop Nomad, EVO's remote editing utility. Nomad lets you download your source media and proxy files to your local workstation for offline editing from anywhere in the world. EVO automatically creates lightweight proxy files when media is added to the server. Nomad can retrieve these proxies in a pinch, or any other media that's saved on your EVO. It's a practical solution for both remote editing workflows and teams that need to access their media from the server when they're traveling from location to location. Don't just take our word for it, though. Nomad has already been deployed by production teams all over the world, and we have several testimonials, blog posts, and user stories about how Nomad helped keep the lights on as studios went into lockdown. Read all about it at SNSEVO.com. Nomad isn't just for working from home, though. It's a long-term solution for remote and hybrid multi-site workflows. With EVO and Nomad, your editorial team can create content from anywhere in the world. And yes, it's also free with your EVO shared storage workflow solution. If you don't already have a remote connection to your EVO server, we solved that problem for you too. Connecting to your EVO remotely is easy, safe, and secure with SNS VPN, the cloud-hosted virtual private network built exclusively for EVO. SNS VPN lets your creative team access their media from any public or private internet connection, so they can work from home, on the go, or anywhere. You can connect with SNS VPN and activate Nomad to grab your media from home, or connect to ShareBrowser remotely to preview your clips, add tags, and leave comments for your team, or schedule new Slingshot automations remotely. SNS VPN enables all of EVO's workflow features from wherever you need to be. To recap, with EVO, you get high-performance shared storage ready for your most demanding 4K and 8K projects. You get the powerful and easy-to-use ShareBrowser Media Asset Manager, so you can index, search, preview, tag, comment, and share your media. You get integrations with your favorite NLEs like Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro 10. You get Slingshot Automations Engine, an API, to automate your file transfers, replication jobs, and other manual tasks. And you get Nomad to help your team work from anywhere. Customers all over the world use EVO every day to create movies, documentaries, reality TV, and instructional, promotional, and worship videos. From universities to broadcasters, game developers, and governments, EVO helps creative teams everywhere create amazing content faster. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Rohan and the team at RSG Solutions, our local distributor in India, and of course to my friends at Broadcast India for having us here today. But most importantly, thank you for tuning in to my talk. I know that EVO can help improve your creative team's workflow. To find out more, contact SNS here through our Broadcast India page, or visit SNSEVO.com to request a personalized EVO demo today.